The kind words. Some of the things that we've been able, or I should say that I've been able to accomplish as an office since taking over in 2012. One, we've increased our staff, which is really, really important when we want to make sure that the prosecutor's office is giving good quality customer service and making sure that those who are unfortunate victims of crime get the justice they deserve. It requires people. And certainly over the last, I'd say probably year, I've been working with our county board, our administration, to make sure that the people of Muskegon County are adequately represented in the prosecutor's office, so we've been able to increase staff. Along those lines, because of that, we've been able to do things like the Safe Senior Program. That is a dedicated task force, if you will, of one prosecutor and 2 detectives that ultimately all they deal with is the vulnerable abuse, whether it be physical or financial exploitation of our senior citizens. That has become one of the biggest crimes, not only here in Muskegon, but also across the nation, where the folks that many of you sitting in this room who come from a very trusted generation are being taken advantage of those from those who have evil intentions. And so being able to provide that service to our citizens is critically important. And I'm proud to say that outside of the Attorney General's office, we are the only task force in its existence here in the state of Michigan. So we are leading the way for others to really pay attention to our vulnerable adults. So I'm really proud of that. The other group that I'm really extremely proud of is for the last almost 3 years now, we have a Stop Violence Against Women task force. And that task force is 2 prosecutors and 4 detectives. And their job essentially is to deal with stalking, domestic violence, criminal sexual conduct cases, and typically unfortunately for the women of our county. What's really cool is that they have the jurisdiction of the entire county. And so not only are they investigating their own complaints, but they're also assisting other agencies that may not have a big enough department to fund detectives. We're able to provide that service. One of our detectives is actually tied to the FBI. He works with the FBI task force. So not only are we able to utilize our local resources, but we also have access to federal resources, which has been an awesome addition to our efforts in making sure that women in our county feel safe and secure. So I'm really proud of that particular task force as well. Oh, there we go. Sorry. This is why I hate microphones, because I talk with my hands. One of the things that I really want to talk a lot about, or sort of kind of maybe finish my conversation with you this afternoon is that I was tasked not too long ago, about a year ago, to be a part of a pretty intense investigation as it related to the unauthorized access of our election tabulators. And statewide. And ultimately, as we started digging into sort of the tactics, if you will, that are being used in order to obtain these machines, for really the only purpose was to try and see if, in fact, if you got a tabulator, could you manipulate it and could you change the elections? Because I have full faith I guess I have all the faith in the world of our clerks, including our county clerk, and making sure and maintaining our elections as safe, secure, and fair. I don't know about you all, but I think our city clerks, our township clerks, our county clerk do a pretty good job in making sure that our elections are safe. And unfortunately, as I have come to learn now, there are some folks out there that are doing their damnedest to try and essentially spread myths, lies, and rumors as to not only the nature of the 2020 election, but elections moving into the future, as to how people from China and other crazy nations are trying to manipulate our elections, and they can do so very easily. Well, I'm not a computer guy. I'm certainly not a technology wizard, but I tend to go with the facts, and the facts tell me that is nothing but a bunch of bunk. And ultimately, our clerks have a lot of hard work to do, but they do it well. And again, I trust them, and our elections are fair, they're safe, and they're secure. But as I've learned, we have to be resilient, especially in 2024. In 2024, we have to be really resilient as we've got an extremely important election coming up here in November. And what is befuddling to me as a prosecutor, I've been doing this now. It'll be 25 years this August. What really befuddles me is that individuals, now I certainly subscribe to this idea that you're presumed innocent until proven guilty. That is the nature of our criminal justice system, and a system that I love and very passionate about. But what really bothers me is that when you have an individual who has not only faced civil litigation, but now criminal indictments, and yet still and hasn't attended a single debate, and yet still is going to be on the ticket, I'm confused by all that. I don't quite understand. And so that's why I say, as Democrats, we have to be resilient. We have to make sure that everybody that we know and that are our friends and our family understands that this election is just as important as any election, but probably more important as we look at what we want our future of our country to be. And so as I continue my endeavor here in this election case, and I was set to go to trial April 1st, and unfortunately, two things happened. The person we were going to be in trial with failed to show for a hearing, so there's a criminal bench warrant for her arrest right now. And she decided to change attorneys at the last minute, and so the court begrudgingly gave her an adjournment. But ultimately, what I can't wait for, and what I've been begging for, is to get this thing in a public courtroom so we can lay out all the facts and circumstances, so you, as citizens, can see exactly what I've seen over the last year. And you can see the depths that some folks will go to in order to try and confuse and create chaos for what I believe to be our free democratic election system. So ultimately, I just continue to appreciate all the support that I've received over the last couple of terms in office. I look forward to continuing to serve all of you as your prosecutor in 2024 and beyond. And again, it's just great to be in a room of a lot of friendly faces. I sat at a great table today, got to meet some really great people, teachers whom I have a special affinity for, Packer fans, another special affinity for, and I didn't have to sit next to Sheriff Carter, so that whoever had the seating arrangements and kept me far away from him, thank you. There's a tip coming when I leave today. But ultimately, it's just an honor to have this opportunity just to talk a little bit about the successes that we've had in the prosecutor's office, that the momentum we have going into this election year, I think, is bigger and better than ever. And again, I look forward to proudly representing not only Muskegon County, but all the citizens in the state of Michigan as I move forward in this election tabulator case. And again, hold on, because the facts are going to blow your socks off once we get there. So, thank you again. I have I don't if you follow me on Facebook, please do, for a couple of reasons. One, I'm growing this atrocity of a beard to raise money for the Dolly Parton Imagination Library, so that we can put books in the hands of our 0 to 5-year-old kids here in the county. And I'm late for a dress rehearsal as I play FDR in my kids' school Annie musical. So I have to leave you all to go take care of that. I gotta go sit in a wheelchair with a blanket and say a few lines and sing a couple of songs. Listen. I'm telling you, I'm the sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow there'll be sun. That's about all you're gonna get. But thank you all. I really appreciate it. Have a great rest of your weekend. Happy St. Patty's Day, and let's go blue.